How's it going, everyone? Matt from Backer Club back again with another creator interview. This time we have Ashley Green from COFFEEJACK. He is an eight-time creator, and we're going to ask him a few questions today. How's it going, Ashley?
Hi, how's it going? Yeah, all good. Yeah, I'm ready.
Awesome. Well, just going to jump right into it here. For someone that's brand new to COFFEEJACK, can you give us a brief overview of the V2?
Coffee Jack V2 is designed to truly rival a very large, expensive commercial machine. It's it really separates itself from a lot of the other kind of coffee gadgets that are out there. I found that there's a whole variety of products out there since launching version one quite a few years ago, but a lot of them kind of compromise on quality. So our focus really is to just kind of understand the science behind what makes great espresso and pack it into a very compact product, which is V2.
Awesome. So, what makes the Coffee Jack V2 different from other portable espresso machines on the market? I know there isn't actually very many of them because I've looked into them myself, kind of a
Yeah.
coffee nerd here as well. So, but what actually makes it different?
So a lot of the other machines that are on the market, they use pulsing pressure. So it's kind of a pump and prime system where you kind of pump up, draws the water in. And the problem with that is it can cause channeling, weak espresso, reliability of the shots. The good thing about Coffee Jack V2 is it extracts in one piston stroke. So it's the full width of the piston, prevents any channeling, gets a much rounder shot and a much better tasting espresso. And the way in which it is able to do this is by using a planetary gear set in the machine itself, which converts your input force to a 4-to-1 ratio. So really kind of
Oh, okay.
pumps out a hell of a lot of force. You need a lot of force to put
Yep.
espresso through a puck, a hell
Yeah.
of a lot.
That's what I was going to
Um,
say. That's why the other
yeah,
brands use a pulsing pressure so that you can actually generate that amount. And then you have like the things like the Flare 56 and stuff that have a
yeah.
huge handle. That's how you can get that same kind of like,
So
pressure on the puck. Yeah.
yeah, so there's your exception. So you have profile capable machines like Flare and a lot of other lever machines. The problem is takes up space
Yep.
in the workshop. You need a flat surface. So if you're out and about, if you haven't got a flat surface, it's more
Yep.
difficult, and you've got a big handle. The planetary gear set replicates that extraction method, but it shrinks it down to a product that's the size of a coffee cup. So
Yeah.
it's a massive step in this kind of very niche field of portable espresso that I've found myself in for the last 8 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say when we saw this
Yeah,
product, me and my business partner Steven, who is actually extremely into coffee, we thought this was really great. I mean,
amazing.
he is like really into coffee and really into looking at espresso and everything, and so this really stood out to him, and that you guys were able to
Yeah.
accomplish this in something so compact. So
Oh, that's really cool. No, I appreciate it.
yeah, I'm
Yeah, it's
glad
something
you
we're
guys.
really excited about. It's been a long time in the making, so to actually kind of put it out there now, it's yeah, it feels great. Feels great.
Awesome. So I know you guys did the actual V1. Where did your inspiration for the V2 and kind of even the V1, the portable espresso machine come from?
So coffee, it's in the name, Coffee Jack. So it was from working on cars. So it came
Okay.
initially, Coffee Jack came from a hydraulic jack. And that was the principle. And the same inspiration has been taken with this as well. Planetary gear sets are using engines for, high torque um, uh, ratios on engines. So it's kind of using that mechanical advantage to create a product that is much smaller.
Wow. Cool. And
Yeah.
I'm guessing you love coffee too.
I love coffee. I love coffee. Yeah, yeah. Although I've been running very hot recently, where I've been so busy with everything, and it kind of puts me over the edge a little bit at times. But it's in my nature. When I'm in this zone, in this engineering zone, I lock in, and that's it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So what is the difference, or maybe the main difference between the Coffee Jack V1 and the V2?
So there's a lot of differences. I mean, firstly, CoffeeJack V1 did use a pump and prime system. So I kind of, over the years of development, really wanted to step away from that. It's perfect for kind of ultra lightweight travel. It is injection molded, so it's made of plastic. This extraction method requires a lot more durability because the whole extraction is done in one pump cycle. So if you think of a car tire, you're looking at 160 psi. It's a lot. So the whole system needed to be made from metal. We've been very, very conscious to make it lightweight as well. So get the wall thicknesses as thin as possible to be very, very, very lightweight, but also very durable, and something that is reliable. Something that can produce reliable shots
Yeah.
one after another, which is where a lot of other products fall down. You kind of make one shot and then you have to wait for it to cool, and then it's quite time expensive. You could
Oh,
say.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never thought about that. Yeah, okay. All right, so we'd actually like to like really deep dive into the V2, which we don't normally do with a lot of products, but we're kind of coffee nerds, so we
Mm.
really want to dive into this. So talking about the like, you kind of even mentioned it, the thermal stability of the
Yeah.
V2. Do you guys like have any data that you can share on the like kettle water temperature input versus like the output water temperature, and like, is there a time in which you have to wait before pulling different shots?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's something that we can upload over the next week or so. The it's difficult when you put the product online. You never know how nerdy you want to go
Oh,
with
yeah,
the with the information, because
exactly.
I could just spiel off,
Yeah,
kind of my engineering jargon, and a lot
yeah,
of people are just like, I just want a good cup of coffee. So it's good to get this feedback, and it's something that, if anybody says anything to us on the platform, we take it on board, and we'll add to the campaign. So that's something that will be coming up. In terms of the heat retention, it's incredible. It's far better than V1, and a lot of that has to do with the extraction method as well, because it's less erratic. You think
yeah.
there's less movement of the water through pump and prime cycles. So because it's much straighter, the heat loss is less. And we've also been conscious to integrate an insulated chamber as well to kind of help with that heat retention.
Well, yeah, very cool. So, moving on here, what coffee dosage in grams is the basket designed for?
18 grams. You can go 18 to 20. I don't want to. Yeah, I think again, it's your variables. It depends
Of
on your
course.
grind
Yeah,
size, grind settings as well. You go on a much finer grind, you can get a lot more in the basket.
of
So
course.
it's kind of variable. But I would say as an average, 18 grams, which
So
is
yeah, pretty
a
standard. Yeah,
healthy double dose. Yeah.
awesome. And then, so does it use the standard like a 54 millimeter basket? And can you use aftermarket ones, or is it
Yeah.
specifically designed for?
Yeah, we were very conscious of that because want it to be commercial grade.
Yeah,
So the 54 mil is a all round standard. Um, but it can if we've used well for the prototyping, we actually used a basket from a Sage Barista machine. So if anybody looks online and they go, if it fits that machine, it's going to fit CoffeeJack V2. But yeah, you can upgrade the baskets. That's not a problem, and also use a single basket as well. You don't have to do double shots.
cool. Awesome. So, when you are like doing a standard like 40 mil shot, how many turns on the like gear does it actually take to, express a whole shot?
Yeah, so for a 40 mil, you're probably looking 10 to 15, something like that, at a steady pace. Steady pace. So
Interesting. Okay.
I kind of time it so it's like kind of one revolution per second.
Okay.
And it gives it that nice kind of steady momentum. I mean, you can do it by eye with the pressure. It's got a static pressure gauge that's on top.
Okay.
One other thing that I found incredibly useful from all the testing is the pre-sensor option, which we're going to
Yeah.
have at the checkout of the campaign. I've worked with I've spoken with Miklos now, the owner of Presensor, for over a year. He's absolutely amazing, really lovely guy, very very knowledgeable engineer, and what they've developed is just absolutely amazing. It's given us the edge to incrementally develop the product with quantifiable data
Yep.
to make those changes to get it to where it is, because otherwise you're just
You're
working blind.
guessing.
And I
Yep.
and I found that was with V1, you kind of judge in the shot, you maybe take some TDS values and things like that, but it really just getting that pressure profile
Yep.
output is just it's just gold. So
Yeah, super valuable. Yep.
yeah.
Agreed. So, how I know this we didn't kind of talk about this question, but I noticed that, there is a stand option. And I was just thinking about, like having to hold this in one hand and then rotate, the planetary gears to express the shot. Is it is it difficult to hold on to it while you're doing that, or is it much easier basically to put it in the little holder that you guys sell, or is it, very easy to actually do it by hand?
Yeah, so I mean, I have done
Yep.
without. I've used it without stand. Personally, I think for home use, the stand is perfect. It's kind of a great docking station. It looks great, and it just keeps everything static, and you just get a much more even flow because otherwise
Yep.
you're not trying to move things around. And then the tumbler there's a tumbler that can also be attached to the bottom of the machine. So if you're out and about and there's no flat surface, I think it's pretty much the only, well, it is. It's the only machine that's out there
Yep.
that can extract in the way that it does, like a lever machine, but you don't have to have a flat surface. You could literally be on a ski
Ah,
lift,
wow.
and which I will get some video of. That'll be cool at some point, Good excuse, but you can create a coffee in your lap, which is really really
Basically,
cool.
anyone. Yep.
And I think for planes, trains, I've seen people with V1 using it on an airplane. So I mean, this would just be a dream for that.
Yep. That's awesome. All right, so let's move into talking about how easy it is to clean. Do you do like basically a normal daily clean and then like a deep clean, or is there a difference? And then is it dishwasher safe?
Yeah, personally, I don't because it's incredibly clean. Like anything that is in contact with the machine, so grind or water, only goes to stainless steel.
Okay.
It keeps itself very clean. You can clean. You've got full access to the water chamber, which you haven't on a lot of other products. And the in terms of the pucks, they exit dry, so it's one tap done. If water's not available at the time, I literally just use a cloth and it's ready for the next extraction. It's
Wow.
very very minimal cleaning, very minimal.
Awesome. Yeah. Great. Cool. So, we're going to move into talking more about the actual campaign here. So we did notice that there was some comments on Kickstarter that have noted frustrations from the V1 campaign, delays, lack of delivering on engineering and quality claims. Is there anything that you'd like to address in regards to this for the active campaign?
Yeah, I mean they're fully fair comments. I would feel the same if I was if I was in their position. I mean, unfortunately, at the time of that project, it just landed at the worst time possible. I mean, we launched at the end of 2019.
Yep.
We went straight into lockdown, and then we had the manufacture that was, afterwards, and we promised everybody these products on margins that we accounted for at the time, and manufacture went up 220%. Postage
Wow.
was, I mean, you're looking at like 12 grand a container. It was absolutely
Yep.
ridiculous. And it was either, a lot of products didn't make it. They just disappeared.
Yeah.
And it was just something that I would never, ever do. And the backers for me are like absolute 100% priority. And that's why it's taken a very long time to deliver the product. But ultimately, the alternative was to not deliver it at all. So it's a very different climate now. Obviously,
Yep.
there's lots going on, but we're kind of. I think we've proven ourselves to be extremely resilient. Another thing with this campaign is it's machines, so it's not injection molding. Each iteration with injection molding, you were looking at
Yep.
a 4 week turnaround, and then 1 to 2 weeks for it to arrive in the UK, and it just went on and on. Whereas with machining, it's just on the day.
Yep. You can change. Yep.
You can
The
just
next
crack on
one
and
if you want. Yep.
yeah, exactly. So that's another big reason for this, and also it's just experience. I mean, hands
Yep.
up, it's all of these things come with experience, and I think the most successful people in business are the people that go through mistakes, which you have to, but you
Oh,
just
yep.
make sure that you don't make them again. And
Yep.
that's the thing. The whole thing is optimization with this campaign, like ready for it, ready.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
and
that's
far more
awesome.
prepared than before. I think that's very evident on the campaign. You can see the product is far
Yep.
more refined. So
Yeah, I think you guys definitely took the time to refine this one,
yeah, yeah,
much more because of your experience
exactly.
before.
I mean, why would I want to go through that again?
Yeah, exactly.
I can I can tell you for sure I do not want to go through that again. So I definitely wouldn't be putting myself out there if I didn't have the confidence that
Yeah.
I can deliver it. So
Moving into, you did mention that, we are in a different climate, and it is a lot better than it was during COVID. But now we have, at least for the US, we have these new, tariffs. Will those affect these projects at all?
I mean, again, timing, you just kind of got to roll
Yep.
with it, really. Obviously, they've hit the tariffs, but we're doing everything that we can to kind of mitigate this. I mean, bearing in mind the delivery is in November, a lot will change, I would
Yep.
imagine, in that time. It's kind of preempting that, really. But we're taking proactive steps to try and get around things really. It's just again climate situation. You just have to kind of roll with it really. It's typical, but but
Yeah,
um,
exactly.
but yeah, I mean we are aware of it. So
Okay.
it's we're definitely working on it.
And so you guys are fairly confident, it sounds
Mm.
like, that you're going to be able to deliver in November.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Is that a
yeah.
conservative estimate or?
Hey, look, I'm being recorded. Take it, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it is a conservative estimate. Like I think
I figure.
the whole everything that happened with the last campaign really kind of I just want to under promise and over deliver. And I think by setting a very realistic delivery date is kind of anticipating those curveballs that can happen. So um, ultimately, we just want to create the best experience this time round for our backers. So
Awesome. So yeah, I just want to quickly jump into, can you give us like a brief overview of the team or maybe any partners you have for the project? Like how many people are working on this?
yeah, so I mean, in terms of the running of the business, the engineering, the design, everything, that's myself.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I kind of run all aspects really, and outsource when I need to.
Yep.
So in terms of like partners, I've said about Miklos with Presensor. I think that's going to be a killer addition to this project. And it's been really, really fun working with him on that. But I think in terms of moving forward, I can see already, like, watch out. Watch this space. I think there's room to grow now. I've kind of got a very clear roadmap of where I want to take Coffee Jack, the brand itself. I mean, because essentially from V1, some people might have said, ditch the name. If there was any negativity associated with that project, and then go down a different route. And it's just not something that I'm willing to do. Like it's my baby. It's
Yeah.
like I'm so passionate towards it. I put everything into it, and I think now's the time to really bring it to justice. So it's yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah, that's
exciting.
actually it's actually really impressive that you have done basically everything yourself. That is hats off. So
Thank you, thank
hey,
you.
I
Well,
we know it takes a lot.
I mean, saying that, I still very much talk on a collective we in terms of company, because I don't want to discredit the other people, anybody that contributes towards it. Whether I am contracting somebody, they're still contributing towards the project. So it is a group effort, and no, I'm not trying to take the glory on that. There's lots that goes into these projects, a hell of a lot behind the scenes,
Oh yeah.
and I've spent a good couple of years really, really grafting to make this happen. And it's just so exciting that it's taken off and
Yeah,
started flying. It's
it's
surreal.
great.
It's great. I'm like so humbled, so grateful. It's incredible. So.
Yeah, that's great to hear. So lastly, is there anything that you'd like to say directly to the backers before we wrap it up?
Well, so to our existing backers, I mean, just thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough. I'm so glad because I finally get to kind of show you how great this V2 product is going to be, and my excitement comes with getting it in your hands. And anybody that's looking to join, welcome you on the journey. It'll be a lot smoother than it has been in the past. And also, I wanted to be very inclusive. Like if there's anything that you think you'd like to see on the campaign, you only got to put it out there in the comment section, and we're working on it straight away to kind of get that information to you. I like the idea of this campaign to be a collaborative effort
Yeah.
on all parts, backers and creator included. And I think that's so important for these sort of campaigns where essentially you're getting the opportunity to buy into an idea before it really hits the market. And there's something about being the first there, that's quite special. So
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Well, I can definitely tell you, my business partner will be pledging for it first off. So,
hey, that's
you got at least
amazing.
one.
Thank you very much.
But, but yeah, everybody. So there you have it. There is Ashley Green from Coffee Jack V2 live on Kickstarter right now. Go check it out. Maybe give it a pledge. Thanks a
Amazing.
lot.
Thank you very
Thanks a lot,
much.
Ashley.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye bye.